today? I'll tell you what we're talking about. We're talking about facial cysts. Now, before we bring Felicia on, let's have something really clear out there, okay? So here's the deal. Facial cysts. First thing you got to understand is the skin, okay, is the mirror to the large intestine. So whatever's going on in the large intestine is going to be going on in the skin, okay? Next thing is, when we talk about cysts, we're talking about storage tanks for pus. You cannot have pus, which is tons of bacteria and mucus, okay? You can't have that unless you have what? Infection. Infection then causes what? What does it cause? Inflammation, irritation. And what happens when that happens is guess what? The body has to go in and fight that infection. And it also has to create mucus to try to protect the lining. Now, when we start having things that start popping out of our skin, it's because our cup runneth over. So understand something. I did not go through any questions. I talked to her for only about a minute, minute and a half. So everything you're going to be learning is going to be new to me as well. Now, the large intestine is the holy grail. If you want beautiful skin, you have to have an immune system. 85% of your immune system lives in your large intestine. Go figure. So natural health really doesn't emphasize like it should about the protection of your good bacteria, because your good bacteria are the most intelligent part of the human body. Your good bacteria talk to your brain. When your good bacteria go bad, they tell bad stories. You get disconnect. Your communication gets broken up and things go sideways. And that can happen all the way down to the mitochondria, which are in every cell of the body, which creates ATP, which creates the energy, which gives you life. And when the mitochondria become dysfunctional, then that's when disease, all autoimmune diseases, and even cancer come. So we can take a look at everything being just a symptom, all the way to facial cysts to a tumor, are all just a symptom. The tumor being a worse symptom, and it's been going on much longer. Before the medical system ever finds a tumor, the person has already had the so-called cancer for 10 years. The reality is, until you decide you want to create the perfect day, from the minute you wake up until you go to bed and be the master of your own health, then you are going to be part of the herd. And that's the way it goes. Symptoms are not the enemy. Symptoms, whether they be inflammation, pain, swelling, or something visual, is your body saying, I love you, but get your act together. You have a mind, now use it, become the master of your mind, because where your mind goes, the body follows. And when your mind is everyone else being everything else, and you have a corporate mind, you have a medical mind, okay, it becomes a land mind. When you have a mind that is based on nature and knowing that you are totally responsible for your God-given temple called your body, but understand something, it's not just about that. Look it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility once you have the correct information. But how do you find it? It's hidden from us, okay? But then we start seeing things pop up, symptoms, and then we start having pain, whether it's on our face with facial cysts or anything else. Pain is not an enemy. Pain is a GPS, and it's telling you, if I didn't create the pain, then I wouldn't be able to alert you that something's wrong, and I don't want you to lose your life. And understand something, as long as you're in pain, you have disruption. When as long as you have disruption, you have blocks in your body. But you had to have invisible blocks in your mind before you had physical blocks in your body. Whether you're talking cysts to tumors, or you're talking diabetes, or you're talking heart disease, or you're talking anything else you want to talk about. There is not a condition in the body, there's not a symptom in the body where there's not a block. The worse the symptom, we call it a disease. There are no diseases. They're just symptoms. Symptoms are, diseases are just symptoms that have really bad care. That's all. Like no care, wrong care. Who cares, right? So understand that. Disease names lets us know where certain conditions are in the body, but guess what? That's all they're good for. Because unless you're going to master the mind to master the whole body. So when somebody comes to us, we want to get rid of the physical blocks throughout the whole body. A healthy person has 10 to 15 blocks, approximately. So-called healthy person, that's right. Okay? A person that has a chronic illness can have 10 20 to 30, and a person that has things like autoimmune diseases that are life-threatening, like cancer, we can have 30 to 40. All these blocks have to be eliminated. So the pain in your knee, the pain in your liver, the cramping in your stomach, not being able to poop, not being able to digest, okay? Having a headache and the same pain in the same place. There's a block. But you first have to have the mental block to have the physical block. So I want you to understand that. And every cyst is where the body is making so much pus because of infection, okay? All right? And that infection always comes from the holy grail of the large intestine. We fill from the bottom up, from the inside out, and now Felicia's cup is overflowing. Let's bring Felicia on. Good morning,
Hi.
Felicia. How are you?
Good morning. I am good. How are you?
I'm very good. Now, Felicia, we had talked for just a little bit, and then you started doing
Yes, sir.
some things yourself. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But Felicia, tell everybody, where are you from?
I was born and raised in New Hampshire and moved to South Carolina. And
Yep.
now that I am older, I am in Nevada.
And how's Nevada?
Nevada is beautiful. I love it.
And where are you right now?
I am in my greenhouse.
Okay, are you growing anything right now, or is it too cold?
Well, it is a little too cold. I have some onions growing. That's about it.
Do you love growing your own food?
Yes, I am a horticulturist. That's what I do.
And guess what? You are the future, girl. Everybody needs
I
to.
am. Yes, sir.
Everybody needs their own garden, even if you live in an apartment. You better get yourself some flower boxes, and you better start doing it, because Bill Gates owns more farmland than anybody else in the world right now, especially in
Yes,
North
sir.
America.
I saw that. Well,
Yeah.
I've got 10 acres and he ain't getting it. I don't care.
All right. Felicia, go get your gun. Okay. All right.
I am. Yes.
Okay. Felicia, why don't we start? First of all, can you show everybody what's going on with your face, and tell us,
Okay.
and just tell them about your face, and then I
I'm
want to
gonna get a
go.
little closer
Okay.
and I'm gonna explain to you while I'm showing you. Okay.
Okay, love.
I've had acne. I'm gonna say it started out with acne since I was 8 or 9 years old, and I didn't think about this then, but I thought about this actually a few days ago. Around that time, I was really close with my neighbors. I was an only child, and so I was really close to my neighbors, and they were vegetarians. My family was not a vegetarian. We eat meat, okay, and I am bad for red meat, especially steaks that are not done meat. So, anyway, during that time, I was a vegetarian for a long time. But my family didn't really know how to cook healthy. So I was eating a lot of processed food, especially processed rice.
Can I say something, Felicia? Can I?
Mhm.
Do you mind if I come in every once in a while, only because I want to
Yeah,
kind
go
of.
ahead.
Okay. So the reality is that I don't eat meat either right now, and I'm not going to. But the reality is that's not what this is about. But the reality is that if you have a choice between processed food or meat, I think I would take meat. So especially if it was free range
Right.
organic.
But I mean, I was 8 years old. I really didn't know what I
No,
was
no, I know
doing
that.
at the time.
That wasn't a
And
judgment call.
so And so as I got older, though, it got worse, and I didn't stay a vegetarian for for a long period of time, but it was long enough, to where it has started it. And plus I had also a lot of emotional trauma too going on, so that didn't help either.
Yeah.
And so as I got older and then I moved to South Carolina, it got worse. And then I started getting cysts on my face. I mean, I would get them so bad, especially around my
How old were
eyes.
you? Were you a teenager then? Were you like?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I was like 13, 14 years old.
okay, so
And I'd get
can I say one little thing? So
mm-hmm.
understand something. So now we're in a lot of hormonal changes, right? So here's the
Right.
deal. You gotta get this, okay? I want everybody to try to grasp this. So if you are starting to turn into a woman and you don't have a functional bowel and you've been leaking waste from your large intestine into your pelvis and you have all these hormonal changes, every symptom gets blown up. It's not the hormones that's the problem. Then every girl would have this problem.
Right.
So understand. Now let's talk about this just to back up my point. So now I'm going into menopause. I mean, women going into menopause. When you start to go into menopause, you get all these symptoms like what? Fever, sweating, aches, pains. You wouldn't have them if you got the cork out and you clean the filter, which is the liver. So understand something, everyone. You wouldn't have menopausal trauma, drama, pain, fevers, sweats. You wouldn't have all that stuff, and you wouldn't be worried about about hormonal balance if your colon was in good shape. When a woman has her period, she's getting rid of the worst toxins ever. So that's why when you started to have your period, you would get the worst toxins coming down to the pelvis area to be eliminated through the vaginal canal. But understand, the large intestine was dysfunctional. You had a dysfunctional bowel, and understand something. You can say, Daryl, you don't know, but the reality is not everybody that ate the diet you ate would have the cysts, but you had them because we all have different perceptions in our mind. Those perceptions can be highly toxic. If you had a lot of emotional trauma when you were younger, plus you had a diet that was toxic, it's enough to blow your face up.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, sweetheart. So
and I'm really sorry. It's kind of it's a little cold out here, so my nose keeps running. But so as I got older, it got worse. So what I figured out is that it started with this one, okay? And if you can picture a river, right? You got a river and you got the water flowing, then you got a dam and then it clogs up, right? Then you got a river and then it got a dam and then it clogs up. And then you got a river and you got a dam and then it clogs up. Well, I had a huge one right here too. And I don't know if you got the pictures that I had sent you.
Yes, love.
But there was a big one right here. And that one did go away. I did get this one to go away. This one has almost broke. But then I figured out that this one came first. Then I had one come up on right here, but it was very small. And then I had one come up right here, and it was larger. And then this one. I started working this one first. I guess just because I'm used to doing it. You know
what do you mean working? What do you mean working?
Like working it. So
How?
what I did was I cut. No. I'm sorry. First, actually, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I watched your video, and I know that
what
the
video?
human body.
What video though?
The video of you, the one with the lady that had the tumor, her and her husband.
Okay.
You know which one I'm talking about? Okay.
Was it
so,
the breast?
Was
it the breast tumor? A breast tumor video?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
It was on her on the side of her breast.
Yes, got it.
Okay. So I watched that one, and I'm like, I've always known the body can heal itself. I've always known that, obviously I went to school for horticulture, so I know plants very well. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't know how to do it. And so when I watched your video, it made sense. I never touched my face with love. I'd pick at it. That's why I have scars everywhere, because I would sit there and pick at it.
Well, don't you pick at yourself? Don't you pick at others when you're not in a good mood? So when you pick at your face, you're saying, I hate my face. So it has to get worse. It can't get better.
Oh, and I was every time that I would do it, I would be like, oh my God, I wish this would just go away. I hate it so much because it hurts. It does. But anyway, so I watched your video. And I'm like, okay, I know I gotta cut the roots. So I just started feeling my face.
Okay, can I? I don't mean to cut you, but I want to just tell everyone when she said I told her to get at the roots on my video, and that is that every cyst has roots. Every tumor has roots. If somebody, let me explain that. If you've got a fibroid, okay, and it hasn't turned into cancer, we can go in and first cripple the roots. and what we do is we actually go in and pull them apart because they're the feeders for the
And there's a
cyst
lot.
or for the tumor or for the fibroid, whatever you're dealing with. Now, if it's cancerous, then what we would do is we'd go in and we will dismantle the legs, we call them, the roots, and they're called feeders. And we get rid of those. And then what we do is we go around the area, increase the circulation as much as we can. Then we look for a small crack. That's with cancerous tumors. Now, with fibroids, you can actually go in and start pulling them apart. So we can actually go in there and lovingly pull this stuff apart.
Here's the thing, though, Doc. I found in this one, especially, and in this one, was both the hole that you're talking about, the crack.
Yeah,
here.
Because every
right.
cyst, every fibroid, every tumor has a crack somewhere that you can get in. You find the weak link. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I started. There was roots right here going into my nose.
So how long were the roots, and can you really get into detail?
They were huge.
Because
they were huge.
People don't.
And they hurt.
1 second, love. People don't understand that these things grow roots because everything that should not be in your body is looking for a blood supply from something that is built on lactic acid and no oxygen. It wants its own blood supply where it feeds off of sugar, and you got to understand something. It's a foreign invader. It doesn't bring life, so it doesn't live off life. Okay.
Okay, so the roots were huge. They were literally probably that, I'm not even kidding you, that thick.
Oh, wow. Holy.
And,
see, that's because that was so old. The older the tree, the deeper the root.
This has been here since I was 18.
Okay, all right.
And so, and they were going down into my nostrils. They were going down into here. And so I cut and when if you can see this right here, that's from me cutting the root right here.
But understand, we got to tell people that you're not actually using a knife, okay?
No, my grandmother thought I was using a knife, Doc. And oh my God, it was so funny. I'm like, Graham, no, I'm just using my fingers, just like this. And so anyway,
But can I say something before we go further? I really congratulate you for doing that. But what you want to do is you want to use a shot glass. I don't have one here. Can you tell them to bring up a shot glass so I can show them? You want to use a shot glass, or you can use the bottom of an edge of a bottle and go in with that and go the different directions. Yeah, the finger is going to cause a lot of irritation. We just want to go in and
I cut my nails. Look, I had really, really long, beautiful nails, and I cut them so that I could do this because I was leaving scars.
Okay, well, that's why
it was real bad.
I'm going to let you say everything you've done because you went and did it on your own, which means you're a take action girl. God love you.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go through what I would do if I had your situation. So go ahead, love.
Okay, so this is what I did because this is what I knew. This is what the universe told me to do is what I'm going to say.
There, we'll go with that.
I cut the roots right here. Mm-hmm. And then I started working on this, and this busted. It took me about a week to get it to bust. There's still some hard stuff in there.
That's calcium.
And then I started working
That's a calcium deposit, Felicia.
Okay. Then I started working this one.
Yeah.
This one completely went away. No problem. And then I started working this one. So, let me tell you. I have crystals, little shards of glass coming out of my skin. They're coming out of my eyes. They're coming out all in through here, and I can feel them, and they hurt. When I tell you they hurt, they literally feel like there's glass cutting my skin, but they're coming out. The whole cheek was infected. And when I tell you this caused this side to have an ear infection and a jaw infection, and when this busted, this ear infection and jaw infection both completely went away.
Boom.
Okay? Boom. So then, I I was so happy. Like, because
Hallelujah,
I've had an
girl.
ear infection probably for 5 years, and I'm not kidding you.
Let me tell you something. You can reverse a hearing problem. You can reverse tendonitis, sinusitis. You can reverse eye problems. And it's all about what you're talking about right now. And guess what? Nobody touches themselves. You're taught not to touch yourself. Oh my God, you
Yeah.
could endanger yourself. Wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, just leave it alone and let somebody go in there with a knife or with drugs or go
And
and
let me tell
yeah.
you, I've been, since I was 8 years old, I have been to doctors after doctors after doctors after doctors, okay? Because my family is very doctor oriented. And don't get me wrong, I love doctors for what they do, but
Absolutely.
it's a money
Absolutely.
game. Let's just be real about it. It's a money game. And
Well, wait a minute. Everything is a money game. It's a money game, and even in my
yeah,
business,
but
if you don't have
what
the
I
right
mean by that is
attitude.
what I mean by that is there's no care in it anymore. And so
Okay.
so we getting stuck in a position where our bodies just keep getting worse and worse and worse. I can remember all kinds of medications that they would give me, internally, externally, to the point where as I got older, they wanted to put me on Accutane. And if you know anything about Accutane, it makes you go nuts. Okay, and they have to take your blood work every time you go in to make sure your brain's not going crazy. I'm good with that. So
Felicia,
after,
can I say something? When they started her
Mhm.
on these were mainly antibiotics, everyone, or
Yeah,
corticosteroids. And what that
yeah,
did is that continually kept knocking out the good bacteria, which was responsible for her having good skin. So it kept destroying the good bacteria. So what they said was, let's use antibiotics, let's use corticosteroids, let's go in and get rid of the bad guys. But while it was doing getting rid of the bad guys, it was really getting rid of the good guys. So they were actually causing more skin problems for Felicia. Go ahead,
not to
Felicia.
mention they wanted to do surgery on my face to get the roots out.
Oh
Okay.
God, that would,
Or
you
the
know what?
core, the core out.
The surgery would never stop. It would never stop. You'd be getting surgery after surgery after surgery.
Right. So
Yeah.
I left the dermatologist's office that day, and that was about maybe 5 years ago. And I always knew about, cumin seeds and black seed oil. But it's kind of expensive. So to be honest with you, I was like, I really don't know everything that I've ever tried, because I've tried everything, homemade remedies. I mean, anything that you can think of, I've tried it, and it's not worked. So I went and got some black seed oil, and that helps to bring it down some, but it didn't completely get rid of it. Like it kept it from the cysts keep coming up. You know what I mean? Like it's cleaned out my system, and it's kept me pretty healthy for the last 5 years, I'll say. But I still have the deposits that are just there, and they're just not, they're just there. And so it wasn't until about what I think maybe a month and a half ago that I found you, and thank God I did, because I knew the human body could heal itself. I just didn't know how to do it. And there are doctors out there that on the internet and stuff that you can go and watch their videos, and they teach you how to eat healthy, and what to eat and what not to eat, and all of these things, and that's great. But there's also I guess a spiritual thing that happens when you heal yourself physically, I guess. And so it's like I said, this whole side of my cheek was infected. The whole thing was just a huge infection. I couldn't even feel my bones. What I thought I was feeling, my bones, was not my bone. It was infection. And so now I've been watching you for like I said, about since right before Christmas. And now the infection is this much. Just this, when it was this. So thank you so much.
Okay, before we go any further, Felicia, I want to tell everybody, if you would be so kind, you don't have to, but if you come back on here in 6 weeks to 2 months, you're going to see Felicia's going to have a brand new face. And when she's done talking, I'm going to go through what I would do, and then Felicia, because you were so nice to share all your information, you'll get everything from me at wholesale.
And
So,
I have to
I,
tell y'all, this is very hard for me because this has always been a very deep issue for me. I don't even like going out in public. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wear the mask. Okay. You know why I wear the mask? I like wearing the mask because nobody looks at my face. I'm not kidding you.
well,
So,
guess what, Felicia?
yeah,
If I can say this, there's a lot of people out there that do not have a skin problem, and they wear the mask so nobody can see their face because they don't love themselves and they don't even know it.
yeah.
Because only,
Like, well, I don't love
listen, the
my
only reason
face.
why you want to wear a mask
I
is
want
because
to
you
though.
don't love yourself.
Yeah, but I'm getting there. I've been taking the last year. If you would have seen me a year ago, Doc, I'm like a total different person because I've taken the last year. Me and my husband, we bought some land out here. We're starting a farm, and I'm finding myself. And it's been such a peaceful and loving and great experience that I would have never had if we wouldn't have moved into the middle of nowhere. I'm not even kidding. Like it's been life changing. The journey that I've been taking for the last year has been life changing, and I recommend it to anybody. Go off grid.
Well, yeah, but
Everybody go off grid.
so just, so what I want you to do when you think about your face is thank it for making you reach deep down inside, okay?
Yes.
Okay. What else would you like to tell people? This is your story.
So yeah, so I started clapping. The doc told me to start clapping, and obviously, like I said, I live on a farm off grid. So this is my tool. And it's
That's
just
good
a
enough for me,
Betty,
girl.
it's just a Betty Crocker, baking spatula, and it works, and I hit all of my joints, and I break all of that up, and you can tell the difference, the way that your blood flows, really, and like the fluids in your body. Like I was saying, I can literally feel the infection draining down my body now, and it's just and it's releasing. Like I can feel everything just coming out. So, and like I said, I still have a lot of work to do. Hopefully this will be gone within the next week or so.
Oh, no,
um
let's do this, okay? Let's do this. Let's say that in 6 weeks, if you don't mind, you don't have to come back on, but let's say in 6 weeks that your face is better, okay? Let's let's don't let your subconscious set you up for disappointment, okay? So let's say 6 weeks that you have a beautiful face and it stays that way. Okay. And everybody,
right.
if I can do this, I want to show you. This is called a Doc of Detox Clapper. And you know what? She's a take action girl. We know that. And if you guys want to call in Betty Crocker and you got that, you use that. You don't have to get ours. But if you go on my website to equipment at the Doc of Detox store, you can purchase these. On the back, it's got these bumps. Actually, if you want to know something, I clap. I haven't done it in the last 3 days. I've got so much going on, but I clap about 5 hours, just my neck and my face and my head, every 5 hours a week. 1 hour, about a 1 hour session, 5 times a week, and
Okay.
and I have on this side, it's really bumpy. I use that now. This side's smooth, and then when you go into the joints, the smaller joints, we have these little looks like pegs on the side, and when the joints are bigger area, then we have these other bumps on the side here so that you can go in and then break up everything, because like Felicia's like, she's got it. She's a logical thinking person. She knows that everything's about blocks, and believe it or not, if she gets rid of the blocks and the joints in her body, she's actually going to heal her face faster because it's all a river.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Felicia?
Yep. That basically is it, Doc. That sums it up. So at nighttime when I wash my face, actually I wash my face in Himalayan salt, and sometimes, not all the time, but like maybe every other day, I'll put honey on my face for about 15 minutes, wash it off, and then I put aloe on my face. But I also eat the aloe too. Um, and then that's basically what I do is for as far as washing my face, because I don't like putting anything on my face as far as soap or anything like that, because it just gets in there and it doesn't come out.
Soap causes bacteria growth. Just know that,
Oh,
everyone.
it's horrible.
So the only place
yeah.
that you ever want to actually use soap on your body is groin, under the pits. That's it. That's it. And, you know,
Yeah.
there's one other
So I
spot.
try to do everything as, like I said, I'm a horticulturist, so I try to do everything as natural as possible, so it doesn't affect, it doesn't irritate my face. Now, I mean, you got to be careful what you do, because I've also tried garlic too for cysts, because they say to try garlic.
It's too
That burns.
No,
Be
no, no.
very
Hold
careful.
on. Let's everybody understand something. The garlic is too energetic when you already got inflammation. It's too energetic.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've tried that before. That was a horrible idea. They should not ever give that advice.
Okay.
Do
you want
but
me
I've
to?
seen that on the internet quite a few times, to use garlic for cysts. That's horrible advice. Don't ever use that. But aloe is really, really nice, because it's
soothing,
soothes.
but guess what? It's not enough. It's not enough. What I'd like to do, if it's okay with everyone, do you mind, Felicia, if I walk through what I would do?
Yes, go
Now,
ahead.
understand something, everybody. When we do this, okay, don't even think about this. This isn't, oh, look at this. He said he was going to do a demo. Now it's a bloody show about products. No. Think about what you've got going on in your body, and then think about what it is you want to do, and then think about it. You don't have to buy it from us. Go somewhere else then. Remember something.
Well, when you're dealing, I'm like, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you're dealing with cysts like this, it's internally and externally. So you have to fight it internally, but you also have to fight it externally as well. So I mean, you have to put something on there to help
It's a whole
get rid of
package.
that bacteria.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the inside out and the outside in. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to go over a couple things lightly, Felicia. You already know it, but I'm going to tell people this. First of all, when we were talking about the clapping, you go to my library at docofdetox.com. Understand something. The information's free. Do a Betty Crocker if you want. Use your hand if you want. Or you can get a clapper. So, you know what? You have so many options. You never have to buy anything from me. Just say, I'm not buying anything from the Doc of Detox. I'll buy it somewhere else, and I'll just use all his information, and I say, bless you. Okay, there you go. Now we got that out of the way. So now what we want to do is you really want to take a look at the clapping thing, though, because if you go into my library and you click into Clapping for Health Guide, go in there and watch the 2-hour preparation video, because it's going to give you everything you need to learn why you're clapping. And would you rather have surgery, or would you rather clap it away? That's your decision. Now, next thing is I already talked about this. Your body fills up with toxicity from the bottom up, meaning that her large intestine was dysfunctional from when she was a toddler. So the reality is we know her bowel's not fixed yet, because these things wouldn't keep reoccurring. Yes, we have now, this was a symptom. Now it's actually what we would call a disease on its own, because she's had it for too long. Okay, so now I'm going to go through some products. You guys can research them or not. I'm going to try to go through them really quick and efficient so that it doesn't look like you're on the home channel. Okay, first of all, this is called daily cleansing tea. There's no laxatives, no stimulants. I'm going to tell you something right now. I take this tea every morning and every night. And the reality is, if you looked after your large intestine, you wouldn't have to deal with 85% of the problems you have. Okay? Then we have a product called Black Gold and another one called Tummy Love. I'm not going to go into them deeply, but Black Gold is a humic fulvic powder that goes in and cleans up the digestive tract, helping to take all the acids out, heavy metals out. Tummy Love, you mix 1 teaspoon with every 16 ounces to every 32 ounces, depending on your budget. But it's made out of humic and fulvic, And what it does is it'll deliver 40 different nutrients to your cells. It'll actually pull out heavy metals. It'll actually encapsulate viruses and everything else that's negative in there. But it also creates a foundation within the large intestine so the bacteria can feed off of, so they can get stronger. Understand something, everyone. Mummy's bacteria is your immune system. Say that to yourself. Mummy's bacteria is your immune system.
Is your immune system.
And if you want beautiful skin and you want beautiful health, then you work on Mummy's bacteria that she gave you. Okay? Now, so that's what you would do, because the large intestine is the holy grail. I only gave you 3 different products. Now think about this. We'll drive a car for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Some people do. But the reality is they'll go and they'll change the oil and the filter, and they'll do that twice a year even, or even more often. Now think about this. This doesn't cost you much. Okay? You get this is coffee to do enemas. It's higher in caffeine, and it's specially for enemas. It's inexpensive to do it. You get yourself an enema bucket and you start doing coffee enemas, and you can check that out in my Perfect Day Guide. I actually have a video showing you how to do it. But if you go to my Perfect Day Guide in my library, look at the 4 pillars. There's 4 pillars, one about emotional, one about nutritional, one about diet, and one about exercise. And we talk about coffee enemas, and we tell you how to do an ultimate coffee enema. Now, if you did coffee enemas, have you done coffee enemas, Felicia?
So
here we go.
Speaking of this, I did my first enema.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
Was it a coffee enema or an enema?
No, I'm a little nervous to do the coffee enema. I was like, well, I'm just, because it's my first time ever doing it. So I was like, I'm just going to do a regular enema first.
Good girl. Good girl.
And but the next time I do plan on doing that, and so I am, right, like I said, I just found you about a month ago. I did sign up for the master classes, so I have been doing those. And I'm still trying to kind of work out your website there and figure everything out.
Okay, well, everybody, just so you know, I've got...
Definitely, and I've been trying to figure out, as far as the coffee enema goes, I've been trying to figure out exactly what kind of coffee to use.
Well, take a look.
Because there's some coffees that you're not supposed to use.
You can order ours if you want. Okay. Or you can get, there's another one called S.A. Wilson. I do think our blend is better, but if you want to get S.A. Wilson, just go get it. Or you can get ours. So there's always options.
That, honestly, here's my thing, Doc. You know, I don't care what people say. Oh, selling some crap, whatever. You're doing something that takes a lot of guts, okay, and it helps a lot of people. And regardless of what people say or whatever, I would rather support you, knowing what you're doing for people, than support somebody else who is just in it for... You can tell the difference between a genuine person and somebody who's just in it. You get what I'm saying?
I do, but I want everybody to understand that you don't need to financially support me, okay? Because
no, but I would but that's kind of like me saying thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
To you. Thank you for what you do. So I'm going to support you.
All right.
That's what I'm going to put it out there.
So let's put it this way. Your colon, okay, is not a sewer system. Yes, it gets rid of what we say waste, but it's not waste, because your bacteria that is in that colon is your life. It's more important than anything else. You have 50 trillion cells, but you have 500 trillion bacteria. Those bacteria are highly intelligent if they don't live in a toxic environment. So the reality is we've got to bring back the tone and the integrity to the large intestine. But just think, if you were to do first of all, people think that they can clean their liver by taking herbs orally. You can forget that. That is the most delusional thing I've ever heard. If you really want to cleanse your liver, you're going to have to do and get in there with coffee enemas. You're really going to have to do it. And you can go on, watch my video, and do what Felicia did. Go in with a warm water enema and find out you don't die. Okay, then you know...
It's not that bad.
Actually, after a while, let me put it to you this way. You would be surprised. I've got teenagers and people that are in their 80s and 90s, and they'll just, no, no, no. And I'll go, just do it once. So understand something. When you want the edge on life, you'll start doing coffee enemas. Okay, so now let's move on from there. So I'm not going to talk about a lot of different things, but I'm going to talk about basic things. What type of water do you use on your farm? Is it spring?
We have a well water.
Okay. Just know this, you don't have to, but if you structure, no matter what kind of water it is, it's got the lowest surface tension, so it hydrates better, detoxifies better. I'm going to be really simple about that.
Can we talk about the water for a minute?
You're the boss.
When I first started doing this, I'm like, alkaline water, you know. Big wrong. But then I was like structured water. I didn't really, because I really didn't understand what structured water was.
Rainwater, structured water.
Rainwater?
Rainwater and
water?
and no, not well,
Basically.
not well. Rainwater. Well, let me explain something, Felicia. And remember
I
something.
live in the desert, baby, so I don't get a whole lot of rain.
I hope everybody's enjoying this, but this is all about you, Felicia. Now, here's the deal. Rainwater, did you ever notice something? We got Bill Gates putting in plastic and aluminum into the skies, and we've got all kinds of chemicals, acid rain right now. But why isn't it killing the birds, bees, flowers, trees? And why are the crops just as good as 500 years ago? Because our creator knew that if you structured the water, even though there's poison in it, it wouldn't poison organisms. So it won't poison you. Now, I know people aren't going to get this the first time they hear it, and now I'm a whack job, I get it. But the reality is, rainwater, structured water, waterfalls is fast-moving rivers. That's what structured water is. Okay, so
Well, I do collect rainwater actually in my greenhouse. Here, if you can, I'll turn it around here.
sure.
That's my pond, and that's what I collect all my rainwater. And it's kind of dry because we don't get a whole lot of rain there, Doc. So, I just been filling it up with the well, but I have well water.
Well,
I'm not really sure how to get a whole lot of rainwater.
Well, like I said, someday you might want to get a structure unit. Never wears down, never breaks down, never wears out, doesn't take batteries, doesn't have any moving parts.
Do you sell those too? Because I need that.
Yeah, and it's a 90-day, we have a 90-day money-back guarantee. You don't like it, just send it back. So now I don't
Okay,
want to
cool.
talk about structured water anymore because everybody's going to think I'm on here trying to sell structured water units. But the reality
I
is
just think that it's important because,
no, it's
I don't
important
drink-
for your
I
face.
didn't drink a whole lot of water before.
Yeah, but it's important.
And so that was a huge problem for me as well, as I didn't drink it at all, really. I was drinking a lot of soda. Mountain Dew was my favorite, and milk. Milk is my worst enemy.
It's everybody's worst
unfortunately,
enemy.
but I love it. And so, but lately I've been drinking water, and I've been getting bottled waters.
Do not drink out of a plastic bottle. Those are xenoestrogens. It's going to mess your skin up like crazy. No plastics. Plastics out of your life, girl.
Okay.
Okay, now let's keep going. I don't want to pick on you. Okay, so here.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Okay, so here's the deal, right?
I'm learning.
Anybody can do this. Do you just want beautiful skin, everybody out there? You don't have to have acne, but do you like beautiful skin? Do you want not wrinkles? Do you want it not age? Do you want it not to fall down? Or do you want not deep lines or cracks? Okay, look at it. You can get it anywhere. This is a bamboo Doc of Detox skin brush, okay? And what you want to do is you want to skin brush your neck and skin brush your face every day. And you can start lightly. This is all natural. And you'll see actually the dead skin cells come off. I skin brush twice a week, every 3 to 4 days, my whole body. So then if you do it and the sunlight's coming in, you'll see it's like a snowfall. Well, what do you think all the dust is in the house? It's not from the trucks on the street. It's from the skin off your body. So I get rid of all that because your skin is your largest organ. It breathes. It detoxifies. So why don't you look after it, okay? You know what? I don't put any moisturizers on my body, but I do put something on my body. I'll be talking about that in a minute. Moisturizers that you buy from the store are poisonous. So just know that you're poisoning yourself. Everything on TV is poison. Everything on TV is poison. I'm going to tell you that. You're going to find very rare that there's something that isn't got a carcinogenic chemical in it that's poisoning you, because there is species on this planet that aren't human. That's all I want to say. Because you can't be human when you're out there. You know, we can't get the poisons out of the water. We can't get them out of the sky. Can't get them out of the food. It's just like it's boggling everybody's mind. How could we ever do that? You know. So the reality is those people that have been in charge on the planet forever and a day are trying to kill us. So now that that's out of the way, back to the skin brushing. So skin brushing, you just lightly do your face at the beginning, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you something right now. This is tough bristles. Remember what Mom used to do? And she used to scrub the floors to really get them clean. Okay, you ever see those movies when they're on their knees? Well, this is a fairly tough bristle. Now look at this. You can hear it. Now, I went really hard on my face. Now, you couldn't do that at the beginning, but understand something. My face is soft, it's toned, and guess what? It can take it. So guess what? My face is soft and toned, and most people's face is not soft. It's rough, and it's falling down. Skin brushing actually builds collagen, builds elastin, helps to bring it back. And how much does that cost? So first, if you want to know how to do skin brushing, go to my do-it-yourself guide. I have more do-it-yourself videos in my do-it-yourself guide, from ear infection to eye infection to nose problems. But go in and watch how to do skin brushing. Okay, now, you want to skin brush, and you also want to do this, okay? Now, Felicia, this is for you, love. Do not skin brush the sores, but skin brush your neck, skin brush your face, and I want you to skin brush your head. Okay? So when you skin brush your head, sweetie, I want you to do this. It's not like this. It's a vibration. Watch. So you see, it stays. It doesn't move, and it just it's moving very faintly, okay? So if I do it here, and let's say it was in my head. Let me see. I'll just do it in my hand. It's just like this. See? So the skin's moving, and I'm just barely moving the bristles. It's not like this. And when
it's enough to kind of break all that up in there.
Yeah, well, I want to break the crystallization up all around here, because that's going to bring more blood flow into here. And if I do, and I want you to really go deep in here. You have and I want you to do it deep everywhere where you do not have sores. You do not do it on the sores. Okay, so now we got that established. Next thing, Felicia, I want you to do is I want you to do this. This is Epsom salts, right? You're going to get your Epsom salts. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your Epsom salts into a bowl, wet it down to the consistency of sand. And I want you to do this at least, maybe twice a week. Salt glow. You're in the shower, get the Epsom salts, because you're in the shower, you're dry still. Scrub your neck, and then scrub your forehead, and scrub everywhere with the Epsom salts except the sores. Did you get that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, that's out of the way. So now you can wash that off. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let me just see what I got here in my little bag of tricks. Okay. When you're out and about, okay, you can, or even at home, okay, and it's sore, okay, and it's an open sore. There's two things you're going to do, and I'm going to explain one right now. Okay, everybody, I want you to get this, and I don't mind you trying to challenge me. Okay. Okay. You see this here? Okay, so you won't find this on my website right now, anyone, because we're redoing our labeling and we're changing our bottles. But if you've ever heard of C60, okay, go look up on. No. You won't find information on our website right now. We're redoing all our information, and it won't be up for about another 3 or 4 weeks. But go and research C60, and then I want you to compare to everything out there and compare what I say. So this is, if you see right here, it says MCT oil, which is a special type of coconut oil, and it's got C60 in it. Now, C60 is a special type of, let's call it electrified charcoal. And you know what? It's 2.5 times more expensive than gold. Now, in here, we have more C60 than any other product that I know of on the planet. This is made out of MCT coconut oil. Now, here's the deal. Why would you ever put this on your face? Well, if you put just coconut oil, it might clog it, okay? When you put this type with the C60 on it, are you ready for this? You start putting this on those sores, and you're going to see overnight that your sores are healing. Okay, so now our C60 is our C60 is not 250% stronger than vitamin C for healing, okay, infections. it's 250 times stronger. And our C60 neutralizes free radicals in the body, which is damaging your skin, because that's what happens. You get so acidic, you get toxic, and then all of this stuff is breaking. Your tissues are breaking down, and actually, it's tissue rotting. Did you know that, Felicia? There's tissue rotting in your face.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so the C60 is going to neutralize the free radicals. It's going to pull the poisons out, and it's going to actually go right down to the cellular level and help to repair the mitochondria. Once they get
That's exactly
fixed,
what I need.
Okay, all right. So this C60, you can get it from us in quarts. You got to call the office. It's not up on our website.
Okay.
This is not a sales pitch, anyone, but I will tell you I have the best C60 in the world. And I do. And when you see the information we're putting up about our C60, there's a C60 out there that's purple. Okay, it's purple. And they use palm oil to make it go purple. My C60 is a pink color, and there's nothing added. It is the highest quality of C60 in MCT oil, and we do not use magnetic spinners to make it. We have a whole different process. It's very expensive, but you'll also see that our pricing is good. And I'm not trying to be like this, but guess what? I have, between using calcium ion therapy, our calcium ion therapy, and using the C60, I've seen miracles happen with people that shouldn't be alive, okay? We'll have people do like 1 teaspoon of this C60 4 times a day when they're in a life-threatening situation. And we'll have them also do only 2 of the olive oil C60, because the olive oil C60, you don't want to do more than 1 tablespoon twice a day, because the liver goes, but with the coconut oil, it goes, And understand something, there's C60 out there that people are using sunflower oil. People are trying to, cut their costs down, kind of play the edge, and it may backfire on them, okay? Now, but listen, if it's a money thing, like I said, Felicia, you know what? Just do the coconut oil, but I'm going to tell you something, Felicia. When you start putting this RC60 coconut oil on these sores, I'm going to tell you right now, you can take it or leave it. I've got women that come to us, and mainly the tumors are usually in the breasts. And when those tumors open up, okay, and they start doing, there's some other things that we use that we put right on the open tumor, we see miracles happen. Or if you have a tumor, or you have a cyst, and you actually take like cheesecloth and you soak it and you just put it on the cyst, okay, and then we have them spray on top of it with our silver bullet spray, which is what? Silver is a disinfectant, and they just keep it wet, okay? You should see the things that happen. So I just want you to take from this, Felicia, what is yours. Everybody else, you are on the sidelines and you're benefiting from Felicia. Thank you for coming on, Felicia. But this is all about you.
Thank you.
Once we finish this show, Felicia, okay, I want you to call me. Give me about an hour and call me. And then we'll tweak this thing and give you only what you want. And we'll go step by step, and I'll tell you with what you want to do, how long it's going to take, and where we're going. Now, the other things that people can do, you don't need it, Felicia, because if you're doing your own growing and you're really looking after your food, then you should be getting your nutrients as long as your soil is really good. But I always tell people to use our Sononian. Our Sononian minerals have 150 different nutrients, from antioxidants to vitamins to minerals. You got to have a base foundation. The best thing you can do, you don't need to get ours, but we have a curcumin cayenne 5000. If you want, go use another curcumin product with pepper, black pepper.
Is that how you say it? I always thought it was coming.
No, I'm coming for you, girl. So the curcumin cayenne 5000, it's where some people use turmeric. You got to understand, in curcumin, it has 95% curcuminoids, where turmeric only has 5%. So the power is better. And then we use an African cayenne to actually trigger it to go into the system deeper. But find the curcumin, a product that you like, whatever that is. There's lots of them out there. And then you want to take 1 to 2 at each meal. And then when the inflammation comes down in your digestive tract, you can start taking it on an empty stomach. Okay?
Are we talking about the same thing, Doc? Because what I'm thinking is the little blue flower.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about curcumin cayenne, okay? So it comes from turmeric, but then what we do is we have the turmeric concentrated into a curcumin product. Like in turmeric, there's 5% curcuminoids, and in our curcumin, there's 95% curcuminoids. So
Okay.
now, okay, this is called Beyond Beauty. This is a fulvic
Okay.
spray. Okay, what it'll do is it'll grab 4 times its weight in toxic metals and acidity from your face. So when you put it on, it draws. Okay, I'm just letting you know about it. Okay, and I'm going to tell you something else. If you do use moisturizer, this is called Beyond Beauty moisturizer, and you could eat it. Okay, it's made out of 13 wildflower petals. It's got silver. It's got other things in it. I won't go into it right now. And what I tell people is, if you've got an acne problem, or you've got some kind of skin problem, okay, then what you do is you put just find the ratio. So I would take like just enough to moisturize my face, okay, and what you're going to do is just put enough tea tree oil right here. Where is it? Yeah, this is tea tree oil. And we made all our own. I've been making all my own essential oils for 32 years. This is tea tree oil. And just take enough that you think you want to moisturize your face, and maybe just 1 drop or 2 drops, and mix that in. And then we know that that's an antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial.
Yes.
And if it's tingling a little bit, not hurting a lot, just tingling a little bit, we know there's the bite. That means it's doing its job. Okay. And oh, there was something else I wanted to say, and what was that? Oh boy, it was about the C60 coconut oil. Well, anyways, I'm going to tell you, you're going to see changes. So we're working with another lady. She's going to be coming on. Her name is Kinga, and she has keloid scars on her face. She's going to actually be bringing on a box, okay? Because I was talking to her the other day. She has a box this big, okay? And in that box, there is thousands of dollars of the best creams, moisturizers, things for keloid scars and everything. And she has this box, and I go find it somewhere else if you don't want to get it from us. And all she's using is the coconut oil, and she's been doing it now for 8 days. And her keloid scars have come down more in 8 days than they have in 10 years. I'm not making this up. You're going to find out when you start.
So you mean to tell me that stuff will not only help to make that go away, but it will also help to make the scarring go away too?
Yeah, but it has to be coconut oil. If you put olive oil with C60 on there, you're going to clog your pores up. It's going to backfire on you. So understand.
Okay.
So everyone out there, if you want to get it from someone else, just make sure they have a high quality product. But it's got to be. It's like here. Let me just show you. Just make sure that it's MCT oil. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we have. It may not seem a lot. It may not seem a lot to anyone, but we have 8% more C60 in our product than anybody else on the market. Okay. All right. So yeah. So that's where these are the things that I would do. But you're going to find out that once you start the skin brushing, okay, and also once you start the skin brushing, and once you do these other things that don't cost you things, and once you start, hey, let me tell you, girl, okay, you don't want to put the coffee in there. I want to see a warm water coffee enema done on you every day for a while. You know, you need to flush
Every
that.
day?
Yeah, every day. And then once you go, you know what? I guess I could do the coffee. And if you're still scared of it, you know, you can use up to 2 tablespoons when you make when you use the coffee. Just take 1 teaspoon, and then boil it. Do it like I say, and just use 1 teaspoon. And then see the difference between the hot water and using the 1 teaspoon of coffee. Do you know, what do you think your blood's gonna be like when you get the sludge out of your liver?
Well, I hope it'll warm up, because I'm gonna need it to warm up.
Your circulation's going to come back. Your thinking's going to come back. You'll see your skin start to come back. You'll sleep better. Let me tell you something. Get the cork out of your butt and clean out the filter, which is the liver, and you're going to see things happen. Your colon, your liver, look after those guys, will you? And then start playing with your skin. And I'm going to tell you right now, like I said, you give me a call back in about an hour and a half, and then we'll set you up at any level you want. Okay? All right? Remember something, everybody. You may be on here for the first time, but don't kid yourself. the Doc of Detox and our International Training Institute of Health School, we're here to serve our brothers and sisters. You may not believe that now because everybody gives that BS, but this is not a dysfunctional belief. I will prove it over the next few years to people that we are here to support you. Because understand something, there is enough of everything for everyone. Felicia, is there anything you want to talk about?
I think we have covered it all, Doc.
Now let me
Thank
ask
you.
you,
Other than thank yous, like so much for what you do.
do you do the Braveheart Love Band Life Band?
I don't know what that is. This
Okay,
is new.
so this is all about emotions, girl. So understand something. I put this together years ago and it saved my butt. So every time I do this, I snap myself back into the present because the present is the only place you have power. The present is the only place you make good decisions. The present is the only place that your imagination is working for you. If you're in the past, you're in the future. You're in a fear state or you're in a regret state. So this is as snug as a hug because I love myself, because I'm hugging myself all day long. I don't need to have anybody else hug me. And so if my family is in a bad mood or they forget about me, it doesn't matter. I got the hug going. This is a kiss, so I can kiss myself in public without going to jail. And I might do it a few times today. Okay? And I'm going to snap myself back to the present. And on this, it says 3, 2, 1, I got this, Braveheart. And what I'll do is I'll put a dozen of these into your package so that you can have them for yourself. And don't give them to anyone else unless you know they're going to use it because they'll just let it go. And I've got purple, I've got black and white, white and black, or orange, and that's it. So you can use these, and what you're going to do is, you know what? As soon as you go, I hate my face, you're going to go, that's the old me. I love my face. Thank you for getting the cysts. Thank you for waking me up on that terrible diet. Thank you for telling me that the reason why I have these cysts is because I've never loved myself enough. And understand something. I don't care if people believe it or not, but understand. Emotional always comes, psychological always comes before physical, girl. So don't you forget that.
Honestly, because I really believe that's the only reason why this is breaking up is because I have completely changed the I hate to I love.
And you know what? I want you to do the 4 pillars. So go into my library, go to the 4 pillars guide, okay? The 4 pillars of self-love. Okay, they're right there. The 4 pillars of love. And what it is you're going to do mirror work. So you're going to look in the mirror, and every time you go to the bathroom, every time you wash your hands, every time you wash your face, every time you go to the bathroom, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to go, Felicia, I love you, and I am going to take care of you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to honor you, and I'm going to respect you first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. And this doesn't mean that you're not loving your family totally. It just means that you've never loved yourself, for God's sakes. And you want to do that. So you are not allowed to get into the car or the truck and turn it on until you look in the mirror and go, Felicia, you're good looking. I don't care. Make it up. And you're not allowed to turn the car off and go back into the house after the drive until you go, Felicia, you got this, girl, and I got you. And understand something. People can go, oh my God, that's so self-centered. Well, understand, if you're not selfish enough to know what it takes to love yourself and honor yourself and respect yourself, that will be the day.
Can't love anything else.
That's right. Nobody is going to make me do anything that isn't good for this body. And I'm going to feed my spirit. And I'm going to tell you something. You can do whatever you want. You can say that praying, meditating really helps you. But if you don't love and honor yourself completely, then you're not going to be completed.
Right.
All right. So go in. There's the mirror work. Okay. There's the love band, life band. And you know your husband? There's one more called the couples connection. So tonight he's going to sit on the floor, get his back comfortable, make sure he goes to the bathroom, make sure you shut your phones off, put on some candlelight in a bedroom, make sure nobody's going to bother you. He's going to spread his legs like this, and he's going to face you, and you're going to sit in between his legs with your legs on top of his, wrapped around him if you want. He's going to put his arms around your back. You're going to put your arms around his back or hold him. You're going to be looking in each other's eyes. You're not going to say one word to each other for 10 minutes. You're going to look in each other's eyes, and you're going to connect to the lion heart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and you're going to let all the thoughts come through like a river. The beautiful ones you can hang on to, and the ones that stink, just let them float by. Do
I
that for
love that.
do that for 10 minutes. You can read the rules. There's no rules. The only rule in life is should be do no harm. But read the instructions on how I say to do it, and it's in the Braveheart guide, in the 12 loving steps, and it's also in the pillars, the 4 pillars of love in my library. And I want you to do that every night for 33 nights, and you will not have one thing on your face when you're done.
Okay.
If you do what we've talked about and you do this emotional work, these 4 pillars, I want you to come back on in 4 to 6 weeks, and we will prove to the world, okay, that Felicia is a Braveheart goddess. That's it.
Gotcha. I'll be back.
Anything you'd like to say to everybody?
Do your homework and listen to the doc. Seriously, because he knows what he's talking about. Like I said, I've gone to doctors and doctors and doctors for 20 years trying to get rid of this, and he is the only thing that has helped, even just the slightest. So, he is real. It is so real. I live on a farm. This is I am real.
Thank you, Felicia. You're not just real, but you're beautiful. And understand something, everyone. Thank you, love. Give me a call in about an hour and a half.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, love.
All right.
Bye, love. So everybody
Bye.
understand, the day that you want to love the skin you're in, you're going to win. Have a beautiful day. God bless. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.